what I will do here, first thing is I'm going to clip content so that it's not cluttered. The second frame now, I'm going to do the same here, remove the clip content from here, and let's see what we got here. I'm going to clip content for this one too. So now what we have to do is duplicate the same frame once more before we do anything. And in this frame, what we are going to do, we are going to move this area a little bit up, and the header will go above, so it will just create a scroll effect basically. So that's we are after now. So let's do that here first. Let me enable the clip content for now on both frames. So this is the area that we want to show, like for the next scroll. One problem here is we have this top selling destination showing up here, so we don't want to show that in this screen. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to remove the clip content, and then I'm going to make it opaque here. Opacity is set to 0, and same I'm going to do here. Opacity will be set to 0 for this one. So now if we just preview it, you will see what I mean. Okay, sorry, I have to add the transition over here. So I'll go to prototype and make it something like this. This looks good to me. The after delay, it should be after delay, and let's add 1 second delay for like this will stay for 1 second, and then the next screen will appear. So let's see how it's going. So this is our first one, stays 1 second, and then the next thing comes up. So we want to add a little bit of effect over here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move this this part a little bit on top, and going to add this one, move this one a little bit more up. So this is again the parallax effect that we are trying to achieve. So image will go faster because it has to travel more distance. The text will go a little bit slower because it has to travel less distance. So one thing, again, I'm moving using my mouse controls. It's because I have to keep this content hierarchy. If I use my mouse controls instead of keyboard, then it will be difficult sometimes. So that's why I use keyboard controls instead. So let's see what's happening now. If you notice here, image will go faster while the text will go a little bit slower. So this again creates a parallax effect, which is very nice. So now we have to do some animation on these cards. Appears very flat right now if you see here. So I'm going to add the same parallax effect on these cards. So what we need to do, this is the final part. We have to do action on this part to so that when they appear here, they appear nicely. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move things around a little bit. Yep, that looks good. Okay, so now let's see what's happening now. So you can see some of them appear fastly, quickly, and some of them appear a little bit delayed. So that's what we are after. You see here, there you go. So these two appear almost at the same time. So what I'm going to do here. Okay, let's see now. Okay, that's it. So we might want to add some animation for these two texts. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to move it here and this one here. Okay, so now see, let's see what we got. Okay, there you go. So this part is also good. This section looks good to me. If you see, let's replay from the start, and that is nice. Okay, so now the next, if we want to add the hover state, this is basically the hover state. So we want to add the hover state. We don't want it to be static like this. So instead of using this one, I will just make it make it a component, and I'll just duplicate and move the original component outside of the frame. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to add a property, a variant. So for the first one, I'm going to make it let's say move it here and add the opacity 0. And for this one, I'm going to move it a little bit here. Oh, it's outside the frame. Okay, I'm going to move it a little bit here and set the opacity to 0. And I'm going to add a prototype interaction. Click, instead of click, I will use mouse enter. And once we enter mouse, it should transition to this one. It should be auto animate. And I'm going to do the same when user mouse leaves, so it will be transformed back to this. So we are already using this here now, this category active component. So now let's see what's happening. Okay, 1 second. What's happening here? Alright, so we also need to use the same component over here too. So I'll just put this one here and remove the previous one. And go to design. I don't know what's happening here. Okay, let's see and figure out. This is variant 2, this is variant 1, and okay, got here. I think this is when I was testing, so let's remove that. Let's see if that fixes the issue. We have something here, but there is some problem over here. Opacity 0, opacity 0. Just going to remove this one. The new one, let's see what happens now. Okay, I see what's happening here. So we have to remove this one. Let's duplicate. Okay. Alright, so let's see now what happens. We go back, hover out, hover out. So we can do the same for the remaining ones if you want, but for the prototype, this is pretty good. So this is nice.